Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast, Terrence's World. Today, as it shows, I'm going to make this bigger. Doing my Heisman picks. It's getting to be college football season. I love it. This is obviously very early. I'm recording this on June 20th, but I'm bored. I have nothing else really to do. Going to do a Big Ten preview next week. Gonna do all sorts of, gonna do Big Ten, SEC, ACC, and Big 12. I'll do all sorts of those stuff. Bring on a guest next week. I'll also do some other things, some other rankings, all sorts of that stuff. But I'm gonna do my way too early. I'm just gonna do too early, not way too early at this point, but my Heisman picks. As you can see, I don't have any of this filled out. I'm filling it out as I go. I know who I'm gonna choose, but excuse me, this is how I'm gonna rank it. I'll also post this on Instagram. I'll post some of my explainers, all sorts of that stuff. But getting back into the rhythm of this. And so Heisman. So this is a stacked class this year. A lot of great guys who I think are going to come out. Huge quarterback room. A lot of talented skill players. I think it's a lot more talented group than last year, I'll say. It's similar guys, but I think that overall that this is kind of how it's going to shape up. And I think a lot of these guys are more talented. So let's jump right into it. My Heisman favorite, my who right now, if I had to choose who the Heisman winner is going to be, it is going to be Cade. Am I spelling his name right? Klubnik of Clemson. Let me see. Am I spelling his name right? I am spelling it right. All right, Cade Klubnik. I'll put a little Clemson. Filling this out as I go. Ooh, I'll make the graphics. I'll make it orange and stuff like that. Klubnik, I think, is a phenomenal quarterback. Everything I've seen from him these past couple years, he's great. I think this Clemson team is going to take off. They're going to win the ACC again, in my opinion. I guess they didn't. Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they beat SMU. I think they are going to take a leap though. They have two of the best pass rushers in college football, whose names I'm now blanking on. But I think Klubnik, as their leader, he's going to do it all, and I think this team will win 11 or so games without having their schedule in front of me. I think it's a talented team. Dabo, though I don't really love the guy, phenomenal coach, can never count him out. And I think Klubnik's going to take that step, and he's going to win the Heisman for Clemson, bring home a third Heisman for them, maybe more. I forget. I know two, obviously, in the last 10 years, but third Heisman in the last 10 years. That's what I'll say for them. Cade Klubnik, if right now there was the college football ended, well, started, this would be my number one pick. So Cade Klubnik. Number two, I am going with Arch. Now, why is it so small? Arch Manning of Texas. This is not surprising in the slightest to anyone who follows college football. The projected number one overall pick. He hasn't done as much as Klubnik. He has less experience, obviously, but he has shown that he can do it. He has shown the potential. He has shown all the traits of a phenomenal quarterback, of a guy who's going to play a long time on Sundays. He's got the Manning passing ability. Well, I should say he's got Eli and Peyton passing ability, which, obviously not quite that. We don't know yet. But of what we've seen, we have the Eli and Peyton passing traits and his dad Cooper's running ability. Cooper played wide receiver. That's dangerous. Giving a Manning the ability to run is dangerous. I think he's a phenomenal player. Um, I think Texas, if they win the SEC, then Arch Manning will likely be the Heisman favorite. Um, he's a great quarterback. I think he'll go top five for sure. Both these guys, I think, will go top five for sure. Um, but that's who I have. That's who I got in there. Arch Manning second though. Third, I am going with a little bit of a different pick. I'm going Lenoris Sellers. South, and I'm gonna have to make this smaller. South Carolina, phenomenal quarterback. Really came into his own last year. Great dual threat guy. Will run all over you. He's big. I think he's going to take a huge leap in these draft boards over the course of the year. Prone to some mistakes. Not a phenomenal passer like the two above him, like Manning and Klubnik. But he's such a big run threat that I think he'll be able to put up kind of staggering numbers in year three at South Carolina. That these guys really won't, especially on the rushing side. Both of them, Klubnik and Manning, to their credit, very much can run the ball. Not like Sellers can, though. So I think he'll put up great numbers on both sides of the ball. I do think South Carolina is probably a 9, maybe 10 win team. Definitely could see them coming out and making the playoff for sure. Shane Beamer, good coach. Um, but I think Sellers will be third in the Heisman vote. And this is, once again, it's who I'd put right now. My hair is massive. It's who I'd put right now as my Heisman picks. Sellers, great player. Yeah. And then moving on to my fourth, I guess this is going to be a kind of short episode. I am going Jeremiah, and I'm going to mess up his name. Oh boy. My, Jeremiah Love. I'll change this in post-production. Notre Dame, the running back, best running back in the country by far. His odds currently, if you can see in the top left of my screen, I have the FanDuel odds up right now, plus 50,000 odds. That's pretty, or maybe it's 5,000. It's probably 5,000. That makes more sense. Um, Plus 5,000 though. Still, that's really high for a guy who I think is ultra talented. And if a non-quarterback were to win the Heisman this year, I think it would be him. Yes, Jeremiah Smith is fantastic. I think Love is going to get the ball a ton. Obviously, he is in a bit of a tandem with what's his name? Um, Jadarian Price. No, he's Penn State. Oh, I'm forgetting his name. Another really talented Notre Dame back, but Love is the best. He's the most athletic player, probably on the offensive side of the ball, maybe in college football. But yeah, Love, he's fantastic. That's who I would currently go as fourth in my voting right now. Um, Dark Horse, I forgot who my. Oh no, I remember who my Dark Horse is. Fantastic player. Will run over anyone. Yeah, my Dark Horse player is Sam Levitt from Arizona State. Little biased. This guy went to a local high school. I'm obviously from Portland. He went to Westland. This is a suburb of Portland. He had a fantastic year. Obviously, transferred from Michigan State, where he followed Jonathan Smith. Or excuse me, no, he didn't transfer. He decommitted, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he followed. I forget. No, he was at Michigan State. Then Jonathan Smith came and he transferred because he brought Aiden Childs with him. That's right. But he was at Arizona State. Kenny Dillingham really made him incredible. Dillingham, obviously, a phenomenal offensive-minded coach. He is fantastic at just elevating quarterbacks. You look what he did with Bo Nix at Oregon in just that 1 year. Levitt was no different at all. Levitt, his odds currently, let me look at this. His odds, I don't know if it follows my screen, if my screen sharing. Let me see. Yeah, it does. Uh, his odds, where is he? Plus 3,300 right now for Sam Levitt. Not bad, not bad at all. And he's also, as you can see, he's not that hard, high down, low down, excuse me. Um, but plus 3,300, especially compared to a lot of these other guys. I think he's a great player. I think he could easily finish within Heisman voting. I think he could easily go top 5 to 10 in next year's NFL draft. It is quarterback heavy, but I think he's that good. He's a great player, great pocket passer. And Kenny Dillingham, he's just phenomenal, makes him better. Um, so yeah, Sam Levitt, overrated, most overrated in my opinion. It's between a couple of guys. I think so. I'm gonna pull up the odds again. But just looking at it, I think Julian Sayin, I think it's ridiculous that he sits at the sixth best odds right now. He has not thrown a single pass in college football. Plus 1,500. Yes, we've heard that he's going. Everything we're hearing from Ohio State camp and practice is that he's been fantastic. But you take that with a grain of salt. Of course, they're going to say he's fantastic. So are the reporters there, their beat reporters. I think Sayin is a good player, will be a good player. I don't think you can put him as the sixth highest, though. That's crazy to me. Um, oh, you know what? No, no, no. This is a no-brainer for me. The most overrated for Heisman is Dante Moore right now. Shout out all my Oregon friends. Dante Moore is a good player, definitely has the potential to be great. He's not going to win the Heisman. I'll tell you why. Oregon losing Evan Stewart is massive. Obviously, you don't really know how long it's going to be, but realistically, he's gone until at least October, probably the year, if I had to guess. Moore is thrown to a receiver core who has caught like 47 total passes. Kenyon Sadiq is the leader of that, the tight end. He's fantastic, incredibly athletic. And then you bring in the number one receiver in the class of 2025, DeCorian Moore. Yes, there's a lot of talent there. 100% can't deny it. There's no experience is the problem. Oregon and Dan Lanning has always been a pretty run-heavy offense. Yes, Bo Nix was airing it out. So was Dylan Royola. Dylan Oh my God, how am I Dylan? Dylan. Wow, can't play. This is ridiculous. This is embarrassing. Whatever. Yes, Oregon was a great a great core of throwing the ball. Yes, but they are more of a running team. They always have been. Throughout my entire life, Oregon has always had a philosophy of run first. I think they just become even more run first with Dante Moore losing Evan Stewart and having less experience in the that pass catching room. His odds haven't fallen, if I'm not mistaken. He sits at plus 2,000 right now. I think he should be lower in the plus 4 to 5,000 range. He's talented, but we haven't seen that much from him. He had a 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio when playing at UCLA. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. We haven't seen him on the field since, though. So you don't really know what you're going to get there. I think him sitting at the like 10th highest odds is ridiculous to me. Yeah, he is my most overrated. I went through this a lot quicker than I thought I would. I don't really know what I was expecting, but I'm gonna just do some other takeaways I have from just like these odds I've been looking at. I think Garrett Nussmeier at plus 800 is also a little ridiculous. We keep doing this with him. Well, it's been 1 year. We did it last year. It's like, yeah, this is this guy. Yeah, this is a clear Heisman favorite. He was fine last year. LSU's offense was fine. It might change. It's going to change. It'll probably be better this year. I don't think you can put him at plus 800, the second highest odds, not when Klubnik, Smith, DJ Lagway, John Mateer, Lenore Sellers are all plus 1900, plus 1800. I'll throw Drew Aller in there too. I'm not a big fan of Drew Aller, as you all know, as most people know, but I understand why people like him, the physical tools he has. I understand. And I don't see that from Nuss. He's not the most mobile guy. Yes, he can throw accurately. He's very accurate. He can sling the rock. I also don't see LSU being in a successful enough position where Nussmeier will be the Heisman favorite because you got to win games for your team to actually for it to be really under consideration. Travis Hunter was a little different because freak of nature, two-way player. Still don't think he should have won it. That's me. Um, but all these guys, except for John Mateer, in my opinion, and even honestly DJ Lagway, are on teams that are likely, but at least so all these guys right here, all these guys are going to win at least 10, 11 games. I don't think you can guarantee that with Nussmeier. And actually, I want to bring up, okay, if my share screen, I can't. Okay. I'll bring up the LSU schedule in a second. Um, I'm going to bring up the LSU schedule. No, never mind. I'm not because I can't move this thing. Can I? Yep, there we go. Okay. LSU football. This is a very disjointed episode. Football. Let's see, I don't know their schedule. Okay. They start off, I think I knew this. All right. At Clemson, I'm going to do LSU schedule because this is where I think they'll get to, and if, Nussmeier can be considered for that Heisman, because I think you need to win at least 10 games to be a quarterback and considered for Heisman, maybe 11. No, let's say 10. At Clemson, loss. All right, 0-1. Louisiana Tech, 1-1. Florida, 2-1. Southeastern Louisiana, are we serious? 3-1. At Ole Miss, 3-2. Versus South Carolina, 3-3. At Vanderbilt, 4-3. Versus Texas A&M, 5-3. At Alabama, 5-4. Versus Arkansas, 6-4. Yeah, that's right. 6-4. Versus Western Kentucky, 7-4. At Oklahoma, 8-4. 8-4, and that's a toss up. I wonder what their win total is at. Um, anyways, that was a long way of saying I don't think his team is going to win enough. I don't think LSU is going to win enough games for Nussmeier to be considered the second favorite for Heisman. No, obviously these are very early. And I'll look at a lot of these later. But let's look at some other things. John Mateer, I think he's in the same place. I think Mateer is an ultra talented guy. I don't think Venerables is a great coach, and I'm going to look at their schedule again because I think they're going to. I've seen this before, and I think they're going to go like 6-6. Let's do this: 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, and then look at this. My God, 4-1 right here. 4-2, 4-3, 4-4. 4-5, 4-6, 5-6. I think they're going 5-7. I don't think Venerables is a good coach. Maybe I don't know enough about the Oklahoma team. I think they are a solid team that lost a lot of guys though. You bring in much better quarterback, obviously situation in Mateer, but I don't at the top. I think Venerables isn't a good coach. We've seen this back-to-back seasons. He's just not. I think they go 6-6, 5-7, and I think Mateer is out of that conversation. CJ Carr, another guy, 3,300 feels high. I don't think he should be this high. I mean, he'll be Notre Dame starting quarterback. Another guy who has never not really thrown the ball though. That's ridiculous to me that he is over his teammate Jeremiah Love. Who, where is he? Yeah, Jeremiah Love. That is ridiculous that CJ Carr is above him. Miller Moss, dark horse for sure. I think his numbers are totally going to go up at Louisville. Obviously benched at USC. Still think he's a really talented guy though. 4,500 feels right, but I could totally see Miller being in that conversation. Good player, and I think he might light it up at Louisville. Um, what's the coach's name? Oh, he's great. I love him, but transform Tyler Shuck into a fucking second round pick. That was insane. Marcel Reed, I don't love plus 5,000. I think that might be fair. Fernando Mendoza, fine player. Um, Jaden Mayava, the USC quarterback, obviously a little bias. I think plus 6,000. I think that's a little high. I'd put him a bunch of these guys: Sawyer Robertson, Jackson Arnold, Avery Johnson, Mendoza, Marcel Reed, Joey Aguilar, Miller Moss, Ty Simpson, another guy who has not touched the field before. Also, don't know that he's the quarterback there at Alabama. Kevin Jennings for SMU. I would put Gunnar Stockton mid. I think he's gonna fall. I think George is gonna fall off because of him. He's a fine quarterback, nothing else. Um, I would put Mayava plus 4,000, plus 3,500. I'd put him above Ryan Williams, I think. Ryan Williams is mostly aura just because of that catch and run versus Georgia. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but that's all people think about from him, and that's ridiculous to me. Let's look at some of these other guys here down. Plus, now look at plus 10,000. Thomas Castellanos, excuse me, transferred from BC because he got benched. He threw a hissy fit and went to Florida State. Winner go. It's a make or break year for Mike Norvell at Florida State, and he goes with Thomas Castellanos. That's really the best you could bring in. He's a good player, great runner, but that is for a program as good as Florida State is. That feels ridiculous to me that he was the best one. Austin Mack, another guy at Bama who maybe he'll get the job. Angeli at Syracuse. Don't hate that. He's pretty good in Syracuse. They let Fran Brown. I like him as a coach a lot. Love to light it up. Pavia, little surprised he's not higher. 15,000. That's pretty high. That's pretty high. I guess Vanderbilt wasn't all that good, but he had a great year. Um, no, not a lot of other major takeaways here. Connor Wegman it. Although I am gonna say Texas Tech, I think is gonna be pretty good. So, oh wait, he's at Houston, isn't he? Yeah, he's at Houston. Never mind. Disregard what I said. Um, I'm just going through all these. Tavian Sinclair. Now, I think he is the other Bama guy, the 5-star. I could be mistaken though. I think that's right. Maybe he's going to Ohio State. I forget who it is. Um, Nick Singleton and Katron Allen at Penn State, the running back duo. I could see them higher. Plus 30,000. Noah Fafita, his career has been ruined by staying in Arizona. I respect the loyalty, but he should have transferred. He just should have gone somewhere else. He is so talented. Luke Altmaier. Wait a second. Wait a second. Sam Levitt, move over Sam Levitt. I didn't even see Luke Altmaier's odds. Luke Altmaier, Illinois. Ultra talented quarterback. I think Illinois is going to win 9 to 10 games. I'm going to pull up their schedule. Illinois is going to win a lot of games this year. I think they're a great team. Brett Bielema, phenomenal coach. Illinois State. No, 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 no. I think, and with Altmaier at the helm, he had a very solid year last year. I will be curious to see what he does again. But plus 40,000, pretty good odds. Let's look at their schedule. Western Illinois 1-0, Duke 2-0, Western Michigan 3-0, at Indiana 4-0, versus USC. Tough. I'm biased 4-1. At Purdue 5-1, versus Ohio State 5-2, at Washington. Ooh, tough. 5-3. No, 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 no. 6-2. 6-2. Versus Rutgers 7-2. Versus Maryland 8-2. We're at Wisconsin. Not. I think they're going 10-2. I have Northwest. I have them going. I think they'll go 10-2, 9-3. That range. Very great coaching, good team. I'll say 9-3. 9-3. the loss to Washington, USC, and Ohio State. Tough, kind of tough stretch right there. Or maybe at Wisconsin. That'll be tough too. Um, but that's going to do it for this episode. Very disjointed. But next week, going to look at the Big Ten. Going to do superlative stuff with Jack. It's going to be awesome. Going to be super fun. But glad to be back on the podcasting and goodbye.